Diving straight into this Bears mailbag, I am Harrison Graham from F. Marsh. If Chicago fires Matt Eberflus, who should they hire as their next head coach? It's a great question. It's sad that we're already here. That stinks. I would say Ben Johnson, the Lions OC, would be high on that list. A, he knows this division, and B, he's a young offensive mind that has actually called plays for multiple years, unlike when they brought in Matt Nagy. So I would have him high. Sure, you could offer Jim Harbaugh the bag, but they weren't willing to pay him crazy money and give him team control last time, so not sure that would happen. But those are a couple of names, and I would certainly like to dive into some more. And if you guys want that, let me know. Like, if Bears fans out there want a Matt Eberflus replacements video, then prove it to me. Show me. Let's get 50 new subscribers on today's show. If that's the type of content you want, we'll bring it to you. What I don't want is to do this video and you guys aren't interested in it. So let me know what you guys want. If you want a Flus replacements video, type Y for yes and for no, but also subscribe and let us know. All right, Sammy R. JF1 needs to sit behind a veteran QB for a while to learn the position. I mean, maybe that's true, but it's not going to happen in Chicago. Like, they're not going to do the Aaron Rodgers, Zach Wilson thing here. Like, if they determine Fields isn't ready to be a long-term starter, they're just going to move on. Like, they're not going to keep him as a backup. At least I don't think. Hits principle, LMAO from Peloton. Yeah, it's the shits principle until further notice. I mean, if the hits principle stands for 3-16, then sure, but I don't think that's what Matt Eberflus is going for. Nonchalance. Did Getsy do this last year and realize it was a bad idea before the Patriots game, the game where Fields broke out? What, just try to make him a pocket passer? I'd have to go back and look to the degree of how they did it, because not only are they just asking Fields to be a pocket passer, there's very little play action. But they definitely added more running for him and more bootlegs and stuff like that after that Commanders game last year. So that's definitely true. Dennis Henman, unfortunately, JF1 is never beating the Bustin Fields allegations. Can't believe we have to hype up and buy into another QB next year. Yeah, we're not there yet, Dennis, but it's trending that way, and just thinking about that sucks, because I think Justin Fields has all the intangibles, everything you want to be a franchise quarterback in terms of like a face of a franchise, off the field, work ethic, all that. But if you're not good enough, you're not good enough. And right now, he's not good enough. Philip, Fields is slower due to bad coaching, and he's getting happy feet. He's feeling the pressure before it actually gets there. Rolly and I made that observation during the second game. It's almost like sometimes he has too much time to throw and he overthinks, and his feet they're just scatter. Like it looks like, he's on an ant pile. Like he's just like freaking out, or he's on like hot coals and he has to lift his feet every 2 seconds. Like it doesn't look good. And yeah, I mean, the point to the feeling the pressure before it gets there, I still go back to that first start in 2021 when he got sacked 9 times. Like, you wonder how much of a toll that game took. Nicholas Selvey, if Fields can't show he can pass from the pocket, you're not going to win many games. He isn't going to be able to run as much as people want because of defense scheming against the run. Yeah, I think teams have certainly probably adjusted. Like, again, I don't expect him to run for a $150, but to not even try it, basically, makes no sense. Like, you have arguably the best running quarterback in the NFL, who is struggling as a pocket passer. Mitigate some of that by running him, or even getting him on the edge to throw. Condense the field so he has easier decisions. Like, yes, he needs to improve, and if he doesn't, that's on him. But at some point, like, play to the guy's strengths. Do things you know he can do well. They're not even doing that anymore. Fill in the blank for us. The Bears will win blank games this year. Fill in that blank for us. 3, 4, hopefully more. What say you? Fill in the blank. How many games will the Bears win this year? Well, they might win more games if they start their day off properly with AG1. Today's sponsor is AG1. We appreciate that. You can get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at drinkag1.com/chatsports. I started taking AG1 recently every single day, and I've never felt more energetic. Football season can be draining, especially when you watch the Bears, and recently I've lacked that extra push to get a morning workout in before coming to the office. But now, with my morning scoop of AG1, I am back in my routine. Not only is AG1 helping me get back into good habits, I'm already seeing better digestion as well. Improving my gut health is something I've needed to do for a while, and that's now happening with the simple scoop of AG1 every single day. Covering my nutritional basis for the day could not be easier, which is why I trust AG1. I just mix one small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing in the morning. Boom, it's done. I also like that it costs less than $3 per day. Pretty good deal, if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients, a true win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then AG1 is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do to get that free 1-year supply of vitamin D and those travel packs is go to drinkag1.com/chatsports. That is drinkag1.com/chatsports. Check it out today. Link is in the comments and description of this video. Promote your gut health, support your immunity, boost your focus, your energy. That's what the benefits of AG1 provide. It's drinkag1.com/chatsports. Let's go to Ben Seaton. Is it possible that he doesn't trust himself in the O-line, or is something broken with the scheme? I think a lot of things can be true. I don't think the scheme is playing to his strengths. I don't think Luke Getsy's situational play calling, especially, but play calling in general at times, is very good. And I think he is just lost. He lacks confidence, Justin Fields. I don't know what's happened. To me, even at times when he struggled early in his career, I never thought he lacked confidence. He was coming out of Ohio State, and even some his rookie year, he was always a big game hunter. He wanted to make the big throw, the big play, and he just doesn't pull the trigger anymore. I don't know if they've coached it out of him, and it's he's scared to do it now if he's not seeing it, but the word broken feels right, and not just for Fields, not just for Getsy, definitely for both of them, but just for the team, the franchise. Nothing's working, guys. That's the disappointing part. Tim Griffin, can we put in Bagent after week 5 if we start 0-5 and see what we have in them? I mean, yeah, the Bears can do what they want. I don't think they'll do it that early, personally. I think it would be week 10 or later if they were going to make that move. Sure, if you're 0-8, maybe you do it. I don't know, but hopefully that's not the case. First time super chatter, that's 5 jumping jacks. 3, 4, 5. Shout out to Styles222. Give me Coach Prime. He'll bring in an amazing staff and create a winning organization within a season. I'll take Shadur, Shiloh, and Hunter. Let's freaking go. As intriguing as I am by that, Deion Sanders actually came out recently and said, I'll never coach in the NFL. Now, he could change his mind. He said he doesn't believe that he can motivate grown men who are making millions of dollars. I still think people would want to play for Deion, but it does feel like he's a better fit for the college game, especially with the way the college game's trending. But, hey, I'm intrigued, no doubt about it. I just don't think he would do it. Sam Rojas. Hard for Claypool and Mooney to ask for contracts when they don't get the ball. They are hurting Fields and receivers. Yeah, I mean, look, I can't really defend Claypool. I thought he actually played hard yesterday. He had the nice touchdown. Definitely the best game of his Bears career. But we're still talking about 3 catches, 36 yards, and a touchdown. He had a critical penalty late in the game. And, yeah, it's hard to defend Claypool. I applaud the effort. I definitely would keep playing him moving forward. If he had an awful game again and bad effort, he could have been benched. I definitely don't think that should happen or will happen. But yeah, I mean, obviously receivers who want to get paid, they need to get the ball. So it is what it is. I will say this about Mooney, though. He led the team in receiving week 1, and then he left week 2 with an injury. So I don't know if that's really if he really applies 2 weeks into the season. Andrew, if the coaching staff does get fired by the end of the season, how do you feel about Kevin Warren being a big part of the selection process for the new staff? He has to be a part of it. He's the team president. Now, do you bring in outside football minds to help again this time around? Maybe you don't do Bill Polian, who's 85 years old. But, yeah, I think he would be a part of it. My gut feeling, and I don't know how I feel about this because I would almost want to start from scratch, but my gut feeling is that Poles would still be here, so Poles and Warren would maybe spearhead that search, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know what could happen. I mean, if things go really bad, I think anything's on the table. I really, really do. Who's the Bears' best player right now? I think it's clearly DJ Moore, but like after that, you could make a strong argument that this team's second best player is kicker Cairo Santos. And that is not where you want to be as an organization. So let me know, who is the Bears' best player? Speed Shadow, I think we are all looking at this the wrong way. I don't think they're telling him not to run, but he is holding onto the ball too long and he is missing out receivers and it is too late to run. What I'm talking about more though, Speed, is like designed runs. Yeah, like it's weird that when plays break down or when he's not pulling the trigger that he's not scrambling as well. Like last year, there were a couple sacks he took yesterday where he just ran right into him. Like, dude, like evade right or left. I'm talking about the lack of designed runs. Like, they're not calling hardly any. They've called 4 in 2 games. It's not nearly enough. And I think we've all been on record saying he's holding the ball too long and he's not throwing the ball to open receivers. Like, I think we've been on record for that. So I agree with you on that. I'm talking about the lack of the play is designed for him to run the football. We haven't seen here. Or not, and not even just that. How about designed get him on the edge to run or pass? Bootlegs, sprint outs, misdirections where he has a run-pass option. There's not nearly enough of that stuff. DC Viper, should Roschon be the starting running back next week? It was criminal that Roschon didn't play more. He ripped off a 29-yard run fairly early in that game, and then we never saw him again. And you know what else was weird against the Bucs? You get the ball back with 2:20 left or whatever. You're backed up. You're clearly going to need pass protection. And he's a better pass catcher than Khalil Herbert, in my opinion. And you go with Herbert. Why? Why would you do that? Roschon, that is when you need him most. You're playing a blitzing team. It's clear passing situation. It's 2-minute drill. Roschon should be on the field in those situations. Jake, start Dan Feeney. Agreed. Lucas Patrick freaking stinks. He is a cooked product. And quite frankly, hey, you want to be real for changes this year? When Tevin Jenkins is back and healthy, he starts over Cody Whitehair. Dan Feeney starts over Lucas Patrick. Cody Whitehair has been a great ambassador and a good player for this team for a long time, but he's washed. It's over. Like Cody Whitehair is, it's time. Daily basis, appreciate the super chat. My friend Fields went from being the only reason we were in games to becoming a liability. The roster got better, but the team got worse. To me, that's coaching. It's a great way of putting it. And I've had that same thought. I'm like, how is he regressing when the weapons are better? That doesn't add up. Like, Fields deserves a ton of blame, and he may not be the guy. And I'm leaning that way. But for him to actually get worse, it'd be one thing if the improvement was minimal or if there wasn't much improvement. But for it to look worse and slower, like, what's going on? That doesn't make any sense to me. Sager, looking forward to Bieniemy coming in next year. Said from the start, Flus was a terrible hire, that we need an offensive mind. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm more open to Bieniemy now than I was a year ago. Look, in reality, they were never going to hire Bieniemy after they hired Nagy. It would have been like the same, like, just like the outlook of that would not have been great. Like, yeah, let's hire Andy Reid's OC who didn't call plays. Well, now Bieniemy is calling plays, and Washington looks pretty damn good. He's making Sam Howell look pretty damn good. Like, if Washington's a good team this year, Bieniemy should get a head coaching job. He should have already. I understand why the Bears weren't the team that did it, but I'm way more open to that idea if this level of play continues throughout this season from Washington's offense. Rom Pandy, it would be crazy to see 0-15 Bears versus 0-15 Cardinals in Week 16. Don't say that, man. And by the way, if that happens and the Bears don't tank, then they should really fire everybody. Although, let's be real. If you're 0-15, someone's been fired by then. Like, there's no way that everyone would still be in place if you're 0-15. So, yeah, that'd be nuts. I hope that's not the case. At HGramNFL, that's where you can find me if we didn't get your questions answered. It's at HGramNFL on Twitter. Same handle on Instagram as well.